I think next I'm gonna get a air hose on the ceiling so I can have a hose to do all this stuff. Just the spot cleaning for the ARS 1070 is it? I'm not sure. The Hatchling Rack, just to be more efficient. In the winter here, I always put some water in the Coco, even though this Coco is only about a week and a half old, if that. Since it's winter once again here in Michigan, everything just dries out so fast. Even running a humidifier 24 hours a day. But I should probably get another one. I think I'm going to do that in the next week or two. Another one to fill daily, but it'll help. I think a lot. I also run a lot of fans down here just to keep circulation moving, and I'm not sure if, you know, that's pushing a lot of heat around, which is good, but also getting it up underneath tubs where there's little ventilation and it's drying it out. But I don't want to turn the fans off. I don't want it to stink in here. These carts here just basically tell me when they ate, when they shed, when their Coco's changed. I know there's better ways to do this now, but I'm kind of a little old school when it comes to just looking right here, not being on my phone. It tells me exactly what I need to do. Oh, there we go. So basically this process, this takes about an hour to go through all these. Maybe not an hour, just depends on how bad the tubs are. Right now I'm just doing quick cleans. Every once in a while when they need it, we clean it real deep, but that's usually during Coco changes, which happens about once every month and a half. And during that time we also do mite prevention. If you don't know what mites are, they're basically ticks of the reptile world, or fleas of the reptile world. And since I currently only have maybe 80 snakes or so, I actually do this spot cleaning and all of the cages for the ball pythons, all the tubs, about, I'd say, at least every other day. I do it a lot. I like to see what's going on. I'm only 3 or 4 years into this, so I'm still learning, and I really feel like that always lets me know what's going on down here. And I definitely do think the ball pythons could just be looked at once or twice a week and be fine. And I'm sure when this whole room is full of rats and there's, 100, 200 more snakes in here, that'll probably change how I do things. But for now, I'm able to do this, so I do. So this leopard het puzzle is in shed. Our pastel leopard het puzzle is in shed. So I'm just going to put him back. I am going to spray, which they don't like this, but once again, because it's winter here, everything's drying out, I need to have them they need to have good sheds for me. Here's another het puzzle. These things love to eat. Yeah, like, it blows my mind how dry this Coco is already. Like, well, what can you do? And I guess for people that don't know, we want to keep the humidity from 60 to 70 roughly. And using Coco instead of paper keeps humidity up a lot more. But all of these cages have holes in the top so humidity can escape. Where the big snakes are, there's hardly any holes in that for ventilation. That's why I can get away with using paper. Besides in the winter, we usually have to soak the retics, but in summer and spring and all that, it's no problem. If I know how to, you know what, I'll do one more and continue to talk, and then I'll probably just throw a time lapse on here if I can figure that out. You know, as a professional photographer for over another puzzle, Hep puzzle, for over 10 years, and I'm pretty good at using strobes and a camera. I can tell you about everything you need to know, but when it comes to editing and especially using a cell phone, it's just not, I'm no master of that, to be straight up. Oh. And as you see, I'm also just using their water from their bowl, which was probably changed yesterday morning, in the Coco, just so we're not wasting water. It saves time, and the water in this bowl is going to have a better chance of being the same temperature as this spray bottle. So that's how I like to do it, just to keep things, you know, so there's no big up and downs and things like that. If you really do that, even if your room or facility is a bit maybe on the colder side or warmer side, if you keep things consistent, things usually go pretty well. See, now that I'm shooting these videos, man, having an air hose so I can just fill the water right here would really really help me out. So I'll definitely have to look into that. Oh, this was just a little pickup from a buddy, Joe Keb, the other day. He was doing a show, little leopard het clown, nothing crazy, but he gave me a good deal on it. And since I breed my own rats, you know, having anything, well, not anything, but het clown stuff, or not necessarily Hep Hide, I have a lot of that, but just might as well raise them up. It doesn't cost me really anything. I have the space, and I think in 2 years or so I'll be happy I have her. Especially having leopard in it. I think leopard's cool. I know it's a just single gene animal, but hell, why not? I try really to you know, females. I have a lot of females, and it's kind of, you know, weird to think about. All of these here will be adults in a year and a half. So, you know, I'm just really looking forward to the future and what's happening over here. I've been doing this about 3.5 or 4 years, but I really started taking it, I'd say, more seriously a year and a half ago. You know, decided like, hey, we had a clutch of eggs, or 2 clutches one year, just about a year and a half ago or 2 years, and I was like, you know what, this is really cool. I want to take it to the next level. So that's when I moved everything into this room, built it up a lot more. Just kind of started wanting to go at it, you know. I love it, and I've made a lot of awesome friends in the hobby already. Started doing shows about 6 or 8 months ago, and man, when you get involved with your local communities, it's game changing. I really recommend that for every newbie. If you're producing ball pythons, or really any snake, and even if they're more low end, I hear a lot that those are hard to sell and things. The thing is, like at our local reptile show, your $150 and $250, $300 snakes sell very quickly. So man, starting with paycheck snakes is all good. Learn the process, meet people. And I'll tell you what, I don't feel like a lot of people talk about this enough, but even your buddies you'll meet at these shows who are producing more high-end animals, they'll give you a better price after, you know, like, you're working with them every weekend and things, you know, and that's good for businesses, you know, cut costs and, you know, get your money back quicker that way. And when you know the breeder, you get a vibe for them if, you know, they know what they're doing, they're feeding properly, all that good stuff, man. Knowing people's everything. Also, for this video, I'm just gonna make or download a video app. I do have a iMac with Premiere on it, I think, but for the phone stuff, I'm not gonna go that route. Maybe in the future. But since I'm pretty new to making videos, here's a great example. Well, no, I'm gonna let it be. She's still shedding, but it's not coming off in one piece, and which blows my mind. It'll come off in maybe 2 pieces. But what blows my mind about that is, dude, this Coco is brand new. I have a lot of animals in shed right now in the ball pythons, and I think, yeah, this girl's for sale. But I have a lot of ball pythons in shed right now, so I wanted to change all the Coco, you know, to amp up the humidity, and it looks like it worked for some, but not all of them, unfortunately. I also stir up all the Coco because a lot of times it dries in some places, and some places it stays wet, so I like to just stir it up. Yeah, I know I was going to do a time lapse here, which I will, but it's fun talking to the camera. Which, once again, is something I'm very new at, so I guess practice makes perfect. And the big reason I wanted to start my channel, something I'll probably talk about another time, is, you know, a lot of the guys who have really great channels been doing this a bit. They have incredible animals, all of that stuff, but there's a lot of newbies like me. I mean, there's people that this may be their first video they ever watch, or people who got in yesterday. So, you know, I'm still learning a lot too, pretty young at this, and if I can inspire people to get into the hobby, the industry, and want to grow their collections and feel secure with buying investment ball pythons, that's what I'd love to do, you know? One thing you should know, you go through a lot of paper towel when you do this. I think any reptiles, man, paper towels like gold. It's also, though, you know, you're using paper towel because, you know, really it's a lot of work. It's not crazy. It really depends on the amount of animals you have, I say. I do see a lot of people getting in, you know, I don't know if this is a bad thing, but they buy a lot of animals right off the back, and they're all in aquariums, and which it works. I did it, definitely did it, especially in high school. I had a couple, but I don't know if they realize, you know, you have to feed those every week, clean them every week. It's just a lot. If I could give any advice, I'd start with a couple animals. Do it for at least a month, man. People go nuts, and just get a feel for it, man. Get things dialed in. Something people don't talk about either is the room they have their ball pythons in plays a huge role, and where you're located in the country or the world, because the ambient temperature, the humidity, everything is different everywhere. So if you just watch a YouTube video and they say, oh, I use Reptichip and it works great for me in my PVC or ARS or Frigga breeder, but for you that may not work, just because of your room and where you're located. So that's why I recommend just doing a couple animals and getting that dialed in, and then build. So when we were up in my office upstairs and we only had PVC, we did paper for everything for 2 years, and it worked awesome. But down here, the paper didn't work in these, so, you know, just had to figure it out. Luckily, by then I had a little bit of experience and knew to change that. Boom, 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 boom. All right, guys. So these were from Bob Boo. What is this? A cinnamon double het desert ghost cryptic female. I bought 2 of them. This one has yellow belly in it, though. These are cool, man. I mean, this is the only cryptic stuff I have. But it's sweet, and they are growing, man. I picked these up at Tinley, and they were, I don't know, maybe 80 grams or so. Pretty sweet, man. It's awesome when you get an animal and it eats like a champ immediately. I know that can be tough. I am also, though, feeding live the most, basically all the ball pythons down here. So that really takes up their feeding response. So if you're having any issue with your frozen thawed and things, try live. I know it kind of sucks. You know, rat and mice are cool, but got to take care of your snakes. Yeah, guys, if you're watching this video and you've made it this far in, because I don't know how to edit, I don't know if I'm going to be a minute in or 5 minutes in here, but if you could like the video and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And I really, really want to share my journey with everybody on YouTube and maybe build a little community around what we're doing. I want to hear what you guys are doing, especially the newer people in the game. And You know, there's always something to learn in this. There's a lot of info. This water was changed this morning. I'll change it anyways. But there's a lot of info out there. But when you can build a relationship one-on-one with someone and just basically follow what they're saying if it's working for them, that's going to bring success for sure. I'd also like to tell you guys, if you're just getting into this, you buy a couple of animals, hatchlings or subadults, and you're excited to breed. You know, I'll be honest with you though. As Chris Eaton from Snakes and the Fat Man says, that is the longest 2 years of your life. I'm dead serious. So, because, alright, in real world, you look back at 2 years and ooh, Desert Ghost. See, that's a perfect shed. Desert Ghost, that clown did it. So, in your normal world, 2 years you look back went pretty quick. When you're in snake world, you're doing this every single day. In 2 years, what? Do the math. 365 times 2. You've been down here that many times, and really you're doing the same thing over and over. If you can stick that time out, like straight up tell yourself, kind of get really amped on ball pythons, and then maybe pull away from the industry a little bit, take care of your animals, maybe work on your other hobbies, work at your job, do whatever. Just let them grow and take care. Then before you know it, it'll be time to start pairing and things like that. And then, man, does that amp me up when that time comes. Or, you know, when it came for the first time a couple of years ago. It changed everything for me down here. So, keep that in mind, though. That's a very long time. 2 years. One thing I did do right in the beginning of this, I bought only females. Only females. Then about a year in, I bought a male. Not a powerhouse or anything, just what I could afford at the time. And by the time they were all to age, you know, I had a few females and I had a male. See, okay, this sucks. Alright, so here's a pastel butter clown female. See, that's a bad shed. Well, I think it'll all come off, but it's not in one piece. Don't like that. It'll come off, though, for her, for sure. Just, sucks, man. I think I'm going to pick up another humidifier tonight. I have to. Because I can't, you know, I don't think when they have sheds like that, it is definitely not the end of the world. But what it is, it just doesn't make you feel good, basically. A lot of people use F10 and all this and that. One thing I used to actually, but now I just get all the pee and poop out. I make sure there's nothing left like that, but I'm not trying to sterilize this tub every time a snake goes to the bathroom in it. I mean, that, I don't feel like they would like that, man. That'd be uncomfortable. So, I don't know, it works for me doing it like this. You know, obviously you do what's best for you, you know? There we go. But that shed comes off now real quick. I'll check on her later. Or in the morning, depending on what else I got going on today. Like I've said a couple times, we also breed rats. And man, breeding rats, that's where the time goes, man. Like, I gotta tell you a story. So, straight up, I don't really know if this is a story, but sometimes I see people with 10 ball pythons, you know, asking on Facebook groups if they should start breeding their own rats and stuff. And, you know, it's cool they're thinking ahead, but definitely the answer is no. I don't think anybody that breeds their own rats or has the experience with rats is going to tell you to do that, because the amount of work it's going to take and the amount they're going to produce, which you could freeze them, I guess, but it sucks killing them like that, man, euthanizing them. The amount of work that's going to take just it's not worth it. If I were you, I would buy rodents in bulk, frozen, or live, whatever you're into, from somebody you can meet at a show. Oh, this is a cool one. This is a triple het, ultra melt pied, 100% het hypo. Well, they're all 100%, but I have 2 of these. I got them from actually Garrett at Royal Constrictors, man. He's a cool dude. All right. So yeah, rats take a lot of work. They're also, you know, the rats, I guess I'm getting my food for my snakes, so I don't really think about, oh, it costs a lot of money to feed these, but it does cost a lot of money to make sure the rats are happy, for sure. I think we go through 50 pounds of food a week. Some people that ain't anything. For some people that's a lot. And it adds up, especially if you do the math over a year. If you're trying to make this a business someday, not saying I don't know a lot about this, but I have started and ran a lot of other businesses, and you know, those types of costs, you really want to think ahead before you make your move or make the investment to get your racks for your rats, or to build them, whatever, you know. Another triple hat. Not in shed, but Coco's dry. You know, there's a big difference in these two. I don't know if you saw the other one. This one's a lot lighter. Yeah. When it's super dry like that, I probably do too much water, but because I know my room so well, I know it'll dry out very quickly. I mean, last thing I want is my ball pythons, especially a snake like that, to be chilling in a swamp, you know. Hey, let me know, guys, what you guys think about the Facebook ball python groups. Because I see a lot of arguing on there, a lot of people talking shit, a lot of negativity, a lot of people asking questions, and you get the worst answers I've ever seen. And that's unfortunate. It really is, because that could really hurt and put you back some time if you listen to some of those people, unfortunately. But there are some good people on there too, for sure. I think on the Facebook forums, it's pretty easy to see the dudes or the females who are commenting often with good advice. I would pay attention to their likes they're getting on it and things like that. And if you see a question on there that relates to you, find that person in the comments and read what they have to say. Following 1 or 2 people is key to moving forward in this, instead of getting advice from everywhere, man. Once again, though, I'm new to this. Well, oh boy, those 3 or 4 years is a long time when you're waiting for snakes to grow. So if you're watching this, you probably do a lot of research too. So, you know what you know. All right. It's windy in here, man. Oh, another thing. My humidifier I use, in the winter, man, I burn through filters. They're like $23 a piece. There's another cost. And I probably replace them in the winter every month. In the summer, they last a heck of a lot longer. It's just a snake we produced. Wasn't sure if I was going to keep it or sell it. We'll see. Another snake we produced, just pides, man. You know where I'm at in the game, not making anything crazy. Visual recessive females are key to my projects. Because, you know, I don't see people buying, you know, a $2,000 snake from me for where I'm at right now. And that's okay with me, because it'll come. But selling at a show, six $300 snakes, to me is just as good. And I can definitely do that. I do that now, and, you know, I love that. So definitely keep that in mind too, you know. Powerhouses are the shit and everything, but, you know, those paycheck snakes, man, they're good. And when you're selling snakes like that to people who are just getting in, a lot of people don't, or they can't, or they don't want to spend that kind of money on a ball python. They're maybe insecure of the process, which is completely normal. So you know, having those low-end snakes, I know people say, well, everybody's making them this and that. Yeah, they are, but maybe in your town, like this is a pretty small town I live in, maybe only 4 people are, and 400 people come to the shows every weekend. So make them, you'll sell them, especially if you put yourself out there a little bit. You're friendly, that'll help. At least it's helped us a lot. When I say us, talking about my fiance and our son. So here's an Ultra Mammal Pied Hypo, and he's in shed. Yeah, he's super dope though. He's one of my favorites. Super in shed. You know what? Since I already got him out, I'm not going to change his water, but what I am going to do is stir everything up. Get it nice and moist, man. Put that hide back in here. Notice most of my snakes don't have hides, but there's a couple that definitely prefer hides. They struggle eating without the hide, so I definitely do my best to leave hides in there. Oh, perfect shed. Good job, Pied. Dude, little white Pied, my favorite. Look at that. We produced this one just months ago. Gotta love the little whites. When I started, I loved high whites, man. And I have some in here. I'll show you, but no, it's all about. The medium whites are really cool too, though. It's awesome when you can see their pattern. I think that's what you want. I have though had pieds that I think are awesome that are low white or medium white, and somebody who's looking for an affordable snake, they don't want that because, you know, the white is so different, you know, and it's cool to show their friends, and they're beautiful, obviously. So every pied is good pied in my opinion. Yeah, let's get some water. We're almost through these guys, and I'm moving quicker than normal, so not trying to bore everybody. And this was definitely not scripted, man. I'm just going. All right, yellow belly fire pied. So here's a good example of a perfect shed of a high white pied, but that's sick, you know. But you got a couple things going on in there, like you said, the yellow belly fire. Another female. All these are females, besides maybe 1 or 2. Yeah. Usually I don't celebrate clean sheds, but man, this winter I celebrate clean sheds. You know what? I'm going to make sure I'm still recording. Damn, I'm almost 30 minutes in, y'all. Sorry. Alright. That's good there. All of these snakes actually ate day before yesterday, too, so. There you go. Alright, we got a coral glow pied, aka banana pied, female. It's cool. Once again, another animal that needs a hide. Not all of them need hides. I promise you that. If they're eating, they're happy. I know we see a lot of stuff online about clutter and things. You know what? If you have a larger enclosure with your snake in it, you may need clutter and things. But in something like this, you don't. Man, I have adult females that are 3,000 grams, and I put them in a 70-30, which is their size, and they won't eat. They hate their lives. They go back to 55-40, which is quite a bit smaller. They love it, man. So, do what works for you. Alright. Oh, let's not forget that, because I promise you, without that little hide there, this snake won't eat. I tried. Alright, what else we got? We'll do the banana, and I think... No, we'll just finish him out. Alright. Just a banana female Hep Hide. What else we got going on in here? Alright. I don't mind when the Coco goes in the water like that. Stir it up. Let's do that. Let's get her going. I'm also interested. Do you guys do this differently? I'd like to know. We also have racks on the other side of the room, and there's some in this PVC here, and there's 50/40s down there that are full, but I'm not going to go through those today with you guys. Probably will another time, especially if people like the video. And basically me just rambling on and on. So this next snake is a bamboo ultramale male. This is one of the few males. I got him from Zach Melton Reptiles a while back. This snake's bomb, dude. It eats a lot. It's just one of those perfect ball pythons to me. So like I said, I do this about every other day. Currently, I'm definitely down here every day to after work to do the humidifier, check up on things, but I do this every other day. I work full-time an hour and a half away in Chicago, one way, so I also do photography, not full-time anymore, but definitely part-time. So, yeah, it keeps me pretty busy, man. All right, guys, thanks so much, though, for watching, and like and subscribe. I appreciate it if you stuck all the way through this video. All right, peace.